the biggest attack against Trump at the moment isn't coming from Obama or Walz. It's coming from one of the top people in Trump's own White House.
This morning, Donald Trump's former chief of staff and retired General John Kelly with a blistering rebuke of the Republican nominee for president, calling him a fascist with no concept for the rule of law or the Constitution.
What do you think? Do you think he's a fascist?
He certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, for sure.
Wow. Donald Trump's old chief of staff is calling him a fascist. That is huge. Although I will say, telling America you're about to elect a fascist is a pretty major thing to announce in an audio clip, you know? You couldn't put on pants and say it into a camera. It's kind of like if aliens were invading and the president told us in a screenshot from his notes app. Just seems like the wrong medium. But let me back up here for a second. That word fascism gets thrown around a lot, and it's one of those words you hear frequently, but you don't actually know what it means, like emoluments or demure. So let me give you a definition. Fascism is a nationalist political movement that builds a cult around an all-powerful leader who vows to protect his loyal subjects from racially inferior others and the enemy within. Now that you know that, upon hearing John Kelly calling Trump a fascist, you're probably thinking, yeah, duh. By the way, Kelly isn't even the only general who served with Trump who feels this way. General Milley, Trump's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, also said Trump is a fascist to the core. General Mattis, General McMaster, both Trump cabinet officials have said Trump violated the Constitution. And keep in mind, these guys were the adults in the room in the first Trump administration, keeping Trump from going full dictator. And they're not going to be there the second time around. Maybe it's just me, but I'm not ready to put the future of American democracy in the hands of Secretary of Defense My Pillow guy. But it gets even crazier. It gets crazier because according to John Kelly, Trump's such a fascist that he even has an all-time favorite dictator. And if you're thinking, no, it can't be. Yes, it can.
He commented more than once that, that Hitler did some good things, too.
Yeah, Hitler did some good things. I mean, after all, he killed himself. Do we clap at that? Are we... Seriously, Trump, Hitler never did anything good. He even sucked at waving. Like, dude, God gave you elbows. Use them. That's how I wave. But what Kelly explained in an interview with the Atlantic magazine is that what Trump really loved about Hitler was how he surrounded himself with yes men, or as they say in Germany, ja men.
The title of the piece quotes Trump as once having said, "I need the kind of generals that Hitler had." Trump adding, people who are totally loyal to him, that follow orders.
Yeah, I feel like Trump took the wrong lesson from the Holocaust. The lesson I learned was not to do the Holocaust, but the lesson he learned was, wow, the Nazis were great listeners. Yeah, And apparently the first time Kelly heard this, Trump didn't mention Hitler at first. He just said German generals. So Kelly tried to give Trump an off-ramp, but he wasn't taking it.
Kelly told Gilbert when Trump raised the subject, he responded by asking, "Do you mean Bismarck's generals?" Kelly went on, quote, "I mean, I knew he didn't know who Bismarck was or about the Franco-Prussian War. I said, do you mean the Kaiser's generals? Surely you can't mean Hitler's generals." And he said, yeah, Hitler's generals.
I mean, Kelly was trying so hard to give him an out. Okay, you said German generals, but you don't mean Hitler's generals. Okay, you do mean Hitler, okay, but you mean like Nathan Hitler, the guy my wife goes to Pilates with, right? Help me out here, man, help me. I love how he was like, you mean Bismarck's generals, right? My man, the only generals Trump knows are the Chinese one that makes that chicken and the guy who teamed up with Shaq to sell car insurance. That's it. Anyway, this is pretty indefensible stuff. And when Trump does something truly indefensible, you can always count on Fox News to defend it.
And I could absolutely see him go, now, you know what? It would be great to have German generals that actually do what we asked them to do, knowing that's a third, maybe not fully being cognizant of the third rail of German generals who were Nazis and whatever.
Okay. Did you just whatever the Holocaust?